All right, y'all. Yo. So this is part three because apparently I can spend an hour and a half on a subject and then people just change the whole dynamic. You might think I'm a little tired, a little like not. It doesn't matter what you think. The fact is that this is a necessary update. Now let's take the two parts that you definitely haven't watched yet and put them together for the third, the solution. Emiru responds, "Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long." Wait, the first sentence. It's very rare I speak my mind. Then what are we paying you for? Yo, what does she do? Chat, what does she do? I gotta know now. What do you do then? What is this website? Oh my god, there's a bunch of podcasters who think they're more than podcasters. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. Okay. When the clip starts, I was responding to a mod asking a question that included the word ice. I'm not someone who would normally comment on or gives my opinions on serious world topics, so it didn't really click to me that they were referring to the agency. You can see it in the clip when I say thoughts on ice. There is an instant cut afterwards which makes it seem like I'm responding directly to that question, which I'm not. To clarify, since this has gotten a lot of people speculating about my real thoughts, it should go without saying no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families regardless of who is doing it. But especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency like causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political. It's basic human empathy. I never made comments on stream about ICE in the first place. That was a dishonest and intentionally maliciously clipped post. It's a very common thing that clip accounts do to streamers and is becoming more and more common. But it should go without saying no one should have to live in fear or suffer because of who they are or where they're from. This is something that's always been important to me. I just tend to try to focus my creative stuff around games and cosplay rather than take up room in an environment already polluted by misinformation and hatred. Additionally, I thought I might as well bring this up now. It's a very traumatic and personal topic, so that's why I've avoided talking about it. I will never be friends with anybody who abuses anyone, assaults people, or consumes content that enables the abuse of children. I've always been a creator who has friends or on good terms with basically everybody. Streamers in Texas and LA and all different bubbles, and this has unfortunately included some bad actors. A lot of people have questioned how these bad actors found their way to my circle, but it's certainly not just because I'm okay with vile behavior, not abuse, not sexual assault, nor pedophilia. These guys did their best to hide their behavior, not only for, okay, blah, 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 because we already know that. I thought actions over words, never interacted with those people again, and prevented them from being involved in streamer community activities. Would send a clear message that this type of shit isn't welcome. I suppose maybe that did not make how I felt clear.
Thoughts on ice? I don't know.
Okay, so now we have the full clip that isn't the edit that she's claiming. It's just ripped straight from the VOD.
Thoughts on ice? I don't know what that is, Allie. I genuinely have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Celebrate. Don't wait too late.
What is Hassanette?
No, you don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna
I don't know what. Oh, no, I know what ice is. I thought. Okay, never mind.
One more time.
You.
One more time. One more time. Celebration.
Like. I do, like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like,
Come on.
if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to, like, get off the internet, like, just stop, like, hello? Like, I don't, like, what? Like, how am I gonna, streamers, except for, like, some of, like, the really bad ones, I don't really like them. Why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know.
So the clip wasn't edited maliciously. They just took the dead air out of it. So all of this is, but this is the problem I have. Like, you could say this in a Twitter headline. I literally said this was going to happen. And then I'm going to scroll down, and the first comment I see is from one of the biggest racists on the platform. Apologizing when you did nothing wrong was a mistake. Look at the replies to your post. The outrage mob will not be satisfied with your apology and will continue to devour you as they make you bend the knee over and over again. Also, if you say you hate the abuse of children, you should support ICE. ICE arrests tens of thousands of child traffickers and child sex offenders every year. See? But if you would have said this in the beginning, so you don't have any opinions on ICE and why you get game over. I told you, you cannot exit the chessboard. You're not allowed to exit the chessboard. Congratulations. You've moved your first pawn. What you do next, unfortunately, I'm too a little attached to the real world to give a shit about. Sorry.